Morning on this Thursday, November 13th, for the podcast Second Cup of Sunrise. We're going to do things a little different here today because we've got one of our favorite guests, Aran.
Yes.
Wow, what an
with
honor.
us. It is true. It is true. And who's at the desk for our Sunrise show for a little while here. So
nice.
got you inside
Yep.
and anchoring. Yes.
It's weird
Is it?
to be in. Yes, to be in the building for this
Sure.
many hours in a row. Yes,
For 2 hours in doing the show and not
It's a lot.
sprinting around different
locked
scenes
in.
and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
I like the sprinting around. Don't get me wrong.
It
but
is
it's
fun.
fun sitting next to you and chatting with you guys.
Sure.
It is. But listen, it's great to have you here because I learned something new about Aran this morning, just during some of our commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Because we had this story about some climate activists were raising some more concerns over this new settlement between the state and the Greenwich plant in the Finger Lakes on Seneca Lake. Dresden, yes, where it is. And basically it's a power plant, but also part of its operations deal with crypto mining.
Right.
Bitcoin specifically. So all Bitcoin is crypto, not all crypto is Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
Yes. And we're not getting into the details of that story. You can read it on our website. But what it was just interesting is every time a story like this comes up with Bitcoin or crypto, I'm just like, explain it to me like I'm 5
Yeah,
or
right.
6 every single time. And all of a sudden, you two just start going on about it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Curious
wow.
about it.
Yeah.
How do you explain this to someone like me?
So the only way I know how to explain it is like I'm 5, and it's basically right. Crypto mining is a network of computers that are solving a puzzle. That puzzle, once solved, adds a block to the blockchain, and then they get a kickback, and that's how they're making their money.
So the miners get rewarded
Right.
by helping to. I was doing a bunch of Googling. They say don't call it a game. They're not playing a game, but they're helping
Yeah.
to build the ledger, which is the
Right.
blockchain. Yeah, and so
Exactly.
you can skip a bank,
And
a
you've got
middleman.
coins on
everything.
the chain.
Yes.
Right, and then all of these computers are essentially confirming, right? That puzzle, that equation is them confirming, yes, this Bitcoin is here. We know it's here. All of our computers say it's here, so that Bitcoin is there. Does that make sense?
And you obviously have to cut the Bitcoins in smaller and smaller pieces because there's only so many.
Yes.
There's a finite number. So when you're dealing with Bitcoin, you're not just dealing with one Bitcoin. You're dealing with 1/64th, 1/128th, 1/1000th of a Bitcoin because there's only a finite number.
I was reading they're capped, and they think it might be 2140
See,
is
nobody.
when it'll be maxed out.
But that's the thing. Nobody knows because the person who invented this stuff is anonymous.
Yeah,
so we
this-
don't have answers.
This was like
Yeah.
15 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the pseudonym launches it, creates it,
Yeah.
and then gives out the first Bitcoin. And I was reading the first one was worth about 30 cents or so then.
Yep.
If you still had one today,
Yeah.
it might be $5 million.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
From an article I
I
saw.
had some. I sold it too soon.
Oh,
Yeah, at any point. That's why I'd say buy now.
No.
But you can only buy
it's
small
too much.
amounts.
You got to wait
There's
for the
gonna
dip.
be a dip.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
always a dip. It's not gonna. It's never as low as the last time, but it's
Yeah.
always worth it to wait for that dip.
Sure.
Because there's always some whale selling off, right?
Ah, okay.
It is wild.
All right.
Like I'll hear random people of like family or friends, and they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got computers that are just mining all the time. Yeah, like fancy hard drives, RAM, everything." And they're
Sure.
like, "Yeah, they've got a room in my basement, or it's in my closet, and it's just going all day."
I want to see that electric bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wanna yeah.
probably
see that
so. I
bill.
know.
It
It's
feels
wild.
a little silly that this plan is doing it because obviously it's just for them and it's extremely energy intensive.
Yeah.
It's like, so what are they doing? Are they burning all the natural gas for it? Because I think that's what they do. They convert liquid natural gas into regular gas that just goes to your house. So that's what this plant is doing. They were slated to potentially be shut down, but then got the green light to continue operating. That's why everybody's up in arms. And they pump out 95-degree water into Seneca Lake. So I think that's where people are like, it's not great.
Yeah, the environmentalists are like, "Listen, this is not a good settlement for the environment. It'll hurt wineries, the region's tourism."
They're still burning off gas.
This
You can
com-
see it from a lot of the wineries.
The company's saying, listen, the state will still be able to meet whatever climate action goals it has going forward, but this was just a years long saga. Did you ever go down there for any story?
I spoke with one of the guys that ran the place, and he promised me over the phone a tour. And that's
Ooh.
as far as I got. I pestered the guy over and over again, and I got ghosted. And this was back in my small reporting days.
I did some looking around for previous stories from anybody, and I don't know if I've seen anything inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to really kiss his butt. I was like, look, I'll make you guys look great. It'll be a nice interview.
Just to see it.
But seeing
Just
those
see it.
servers,
And-
nobody wants you to see how many servers are around,
Sure.
presumably.
Yeah, this is like in different cities where someone will have one of these garage storage places, and that's what would have been used for years. And now all of a sudden they take it out and they're running a ton of cold water pipes through it to keep all these servers cool, and
Yes.
it turns into it's a mining property.
But then you hear stories like college students are like stealing from campus and mining Bitcoin in their like dorms. Essentially, you hear those kinds of stories, and you're like, wow, people are really trying here.
Yeah, they're not growing operation. It's a computer operation.
It is. It's just wild when you read the history. What's the guy's name who no one knows?
Satoshi Nakamura.
That's the name.
There you go.
Whenever you go to like
Satoshi.
Wikipedia or Google or wherever, it's just like different mask of like a guy in a hood with a gold
Yep.
mummy face or something
Yeah.
like that. That's who it is, and
Sure.
just wild. I remember reading some of the history on it about like the first pizza bought with it, or pizza party. Yeah,
Pizza
yeah.
guy, poor pizza guy. Every year somebody does a story about pizza guy.
Yeah.
He used, I forget how many Bitcoin, but he used like full Bitcoin, so not that one whatever
Yeah,
that
one
you were
100,
talking
yeah.
about.
Right.
And today, I'm sure he is very, very sad. He could have been
Missed
really
out on an
rich.
opportunity.
I think it was like
Super.
12. Like it's not.
Yeah, it was huge, and that was like, I mean, not that long ago, within the last 2 decades of doing that.
I mean, the whole industry feels very scammy. Maybe not Bitcoin, but there's a lot of other coins that have come out that you can buy and sell. Pump and dump, I think is the term
Yep.
they call it, right? Where people will create a coin, everybody buys it, and then they just sell and
Well,
then make profit.
Elon Musk does this a lot, right? Where he'll post on X or whatever it is.
Sure.
He'll be like, "Oh, this coin is really great." Then everybody rushes to buy that coin. Price goes up, and he sells.
That's so bad.
It is wild. But every time we do a story, I'm like, all right, now we're going to spend the next 5 minutes explaining this again. And we do it. I mean, we could do that with home reassessments about how your taxes could actually go down or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
sure.
But yeah, it is wild. While we have you here, it got me thinking for our What's Up Rock question this morning on our show. Ask people, how long have you been at your current job?
Yes.
Right.
Like not your profession. Like I've bounced around. I've been doing this since 2012. But I've
Since
been
you
here
graduated college,
almost
yeah.
3 years.
Right.
You've been here 8.
In the building.
In
New
the
Zane,
building.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yes.
signed my contract January 17th. So
Wow.
that would be over 8 years. Yeah.
2,
2 and a little, yeah.
2 and a little.
How about that? Well, it's funny. Where do you want to be in 5 years? I'm like, well, here.
Yeah.
So
I know.
I
I'm
love my
moving.
job. I like talking about the weather. I love Rochester. Like, this is where I want to be in 5 years.
It was funny. So we put up the options on our Twitter poll. So it was 1 to 4 years, 5 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 plus. 20 plus.
Running the show.
Running the show now. More than
Impressive.
120 votes. Good sample size.
Yeah.
Second place is either you've just started,
Yeah.
like either you're young and just started, or maybe you just moved later on, or you've been
Yeah.
a lifer. We've got, so Bob, I was talking to him, who was one of our directors. He's 30 years here.
30. Oof.
Different
Good.
titles, yes, but like his job. And then Lise, she just hit 40. Is that right?
Yeah.
Over the
Yeah.
summer, another one. And
That's funny.
But
So-
it's like a generational thing, right? Gen Z millennials don't stay at a job, and then you have
Right.
boomers who stay in the same field at the very least for whatever.
you go around and look at some of the producers, like 1 year coming up, 2 years
Yeah,
coming up,
I
and
know.
it's quick. But
It's a
this
quick
business
switch
for every job,
It's
just
different.
turnover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, my dad. You ever been driving down University, Gleason Works?
Yes.
My dad worked there. He worked at ITT out in Gates. That's switched a couple of times, and then he did a little bit of work in Seneca Falls. So he switched around a bunch. But then my mom was a home health aide, same job, 30 years. So both my parents kind of each sides of the coin. My dad bounced around a lot, but my mom stayed the same.
That amazes me.
My
That
mom
really does.
My mom was an elementary teacher. She did a run, probably 15, 20 years, one break for either me or my little brother. And then she got back into teaching. So she did, that was it. We'll lump all that together, 30,
Yeah.
35 years. And then she retired. My dad, a banker, worked at different banks. And then he turned into an auditor for the TBI, which is the FBI of Tennessee. So
Yeah.
that was his job. So he was like me, just moving around
That's
in
so funny.
different capacities.
How
Yes.
about you, Ron?
My mom started, she was a stay-at-home mom when I was a kid, and then when we all got older, she was like, I got to do something. And she's been working for an airline for 15 years. So
Nice.
so it went from I don't have a career to this is my career and I've
There it
been here
goes.
for 15
Yeah,
years.
yeah. Has it been crazy with the like shutdown and stuff?
No,
At
because she
the-
works for the airline, so it's not
Okay.
the same kind of thing.
It's not the ATC.
Right.
Sure.
And she speaks a second language, so it's a very specific flight.
Ah, okay.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll let you get back out to it.
Oh, thank you.
I said during our morning show we were not going to put her on the pod.
Yeah, I know you did.
And then
say
I was
that.
like, you know what? We were looking for something to talk about, and I said, Iran, can you
Bring
just
it, Iran.
come explain crypto to us and talk
Always
about that?
happy to be here.
Yes, that's one guess. Thank you, Iran. We're gonna have a another guest coming up in our next segment, Alec
Yes.
Richardson, who's a photog / thespian.
Yes, he is.
He's got a play coming up.
Yeah.
So we'll
Great
have
voice.
we'll have that in a bit. I actually want to Iran. Hold on one second. Can we bring you back
Bring
here?
it around.
Ooh,
I want to
put
play a
it
game.
back on the headphones.
I want to play a
Oh,
game. I
do
just
we-
thought about this one. Sorry, I was going to do it just with James, but you'll be good here.
Okay,
It's
thanks.
am I a jerk or not? Okay.
Okay.
So
Fair or foul is something
yes,
you might call it.
I've been getting a series of calls and voicemails every day for about the last 2 weeks, and emails along the same line.
Yep.
NASCAR weekend is in May at Watkins Glen. We're not getting into the sport itself. This is just kind of life with if you've got season tickets to something, anything like that coming up. And the renewal deadline to renew my seats in my camping site is tomorrow. And I've known about this for 4 or 5 months when they first send it out. As soon as the other race is done, they send it out. And I'm getting these emails saying it's from my personal ticket concierge. Is what he describes himself. Works out of Florida for NASCAR, their home base.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, just checking in. I can help you lock in your tickets. Here's my number. Here's my Zoom calendar. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
And soon after, I'll get a phone call and a voicemail. Same guy. It's the same thing for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've never responded. Not even responded to an email. Not even called him back on a voicemail. Nothing. Is that bad?
You see them all, just haven't responded.
Yes, correct.
I
I haven't
don't-
said anything.
I don't think that's bad. This guy's a salesperson. He's
He
going
knows.
to get something for this you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
going to make his commission. That's why it's in his best interest to reach out to you. I think you're fine.
I know, because I kind of, if I go through him, I feel like he might get some kickback, some little
Sure.
bonus. But I know he's just reminding me, and I'm just going to go do this in 2 hours at my desk and take care of it myself. Jim, who runs our web department here, I said, have you gotten these annoying calls from these people? I was like, it's worse than a door-to-door
He's a
salesman.
big- he's
big
NASCAR
NASCAR,
guy
and he's
too,
like,
yeah.
he said, I responded once saying, look, we've got to figure out our family schedule. And he said it kind of died down after that because maybe he took the hint that he's like
Yeah.
trying to figure it out. And now I might have to call up this guy, Nate, whatever his name is.
A
Yeah.
NASCAR
And it's-
concierge. I didn't know that. Is
But
there
I
an
mean,
NFL
if you're
concierge?
gonna do it, if you're gonna do it by yourself anyway, help this guy out. Pick up the phone.
Yeah, have a nice conversation.
I know, but then it's like, does it fit into my schedule? I could have done this forever. And this
Yeah.
poor guy, and the salespeople, the people who do it in this building, I cannot imagine going door to door. You want me to go door to door, go to a gas station, ask people for interviews on gas prices or
Right.
your tax assessment or refund check, whatever. I'll go do that.
All
Who
day,
you're voting
yeah.
for all day. But cold calling people and saying, we've
Ooh.
got commercial space or
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
like that.
right, exactly.
Ooh, no
It's
way.
tough.
There's an
no
option for March
way.
Madness. Want to
Yeah,
get the TV
yeah.
spot?
The Bills game, Bills kickoff live,
Right.
or anything coming through that.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
way. All right, so I'm not that terrible. Thank you.
No, you're
All
fine.
right. Now we'll let you go.
Okay.
We will take a break, and we'll be back here in just a second. The door just keeps rotating with guests today.
How about this?
He's James, I'm Brennan, and
I'm Alec Richardson.
we have Alec Richardson here, who anyone who's watched News 8 for a long time. So we'll go back a couple of years.
Yes.
Any video you would have seen from any scene overnight that had police lights in it, any type of situation like that, snow going on, he was the one behind that camera.
2016? Maybe you started here?
Yeah, I started working here in 2013.
2013.
But I wasn't a photographer until about 2016.
Okay.
Then went to night side, now day side.
Yes.
Would you like that shift?
The day side is so much better than the night
Yeah.
side.
Part of this, it helps with your other career, acting.
I guess you could call it a career. 'cause
Yes.
you know,
You've got a show coming up this weekend, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So the Neighborhood Acting Company, which I'm participating in their show, is putting on Guys and Dolls, coming up in just a couple days from now, or actually no, tomorrow we open. Tomorrow and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Just one weekend only, Webster High School. $15 a ticket. Look up Neighborhood Acting Company, and you can get your tickets online, or you can get your tickets at the door. It's a big auditorium, so you can probably get your tickets at the door. It would take a lot to fill up that auditorium, but it's a really fun show.
So good. Community theater. How'd you get into this?
Community theater. So it's a funny story. When I was in, as I grew up in elementary school, like first through or kindergarten through sixth grade, I thought theater was like dumb, kind of stupid. I would
Not
see,
into it.
I would see my dad in shows. I would see my brother in shows, and I thought they were fun shows. But I never thought of myself as an actor or anything like that. But then middle school hit, and like. I just separated off into my middle school was big, so they had to like separate us off into two sections, and a lot of my friends were in the other section, so I had to sort of make new friends. And it turned out that the director for the musical of the middle school remembered my brother, who was 3 years older than me, and how much she loved him in shows, and she like practically made me audition for, at that time it was Phantom of the Opera.
Ooh,
Nice.
First one out of the gate.
Yeah. And I was Furman, one of the theater owners in Phantom of the Opera, and he starts out the show, the curtain opens, Furman is standing in the center of the stage looking at like a pamphlet or something.
Yeah.
You are the only person on stage, audience is right in front of you. Stage fright was gone right away.
Oh,
I had
nice.
to.
That's cool.
And all of a sudden I was in it. And I did like 15 shows from 7th to 12th grade. Just, pretty much every half year I was in something. And it just became a part of my life. And I took a break in college. I did like one show in college. And then got back into it a few years ago. And now I'm trying to do like a show a year or a show every other year or something like that.
You know, TVs, cameras, if it's 1,000 people watching, I don't
Yeah.
ever really like think twice about it. But if I go MC something,
Yeah, you can
I
feel
could be
it.
hosting a golf tournament or RPD's annual gala with all these heroes and first responders,
Yeah.
600 people or 20 people.
Yeah.
Freeze up.
Start sweating.
I get so nervous. Do you remember that first time for Phantom when it opened, of just how you felt?
I remember that moment feeling like forever. It felt like I was standing there for 10 or 20 seconds before I said my first line.
Oh.
But my mom assures me it was a second and a half. But it's still I remember those bright lights hitting my face but like instead of the empty crowd that I saw at rehearsals, I could see like faces in the first 2 rows or something.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is that like once the lights are in your face, you kind of don't see that far out because the lights are so bright in your eyes.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I can just sort of put it out of my mind. And that was, I don't know, I just found it to be easier than I thought to be in front of a crowd. I can't imagine, like, I'm behind the camera for a reason. I don't want to be in front of the camera, but I will stand on a stage and perform for a couple hundred people without a problem.
How do you pick the roles that you want to do now? If you're doing like once every year or every other year?
Typically, I'm looking for just a show that I want to do. A couple years ago, I was in Godspell out in Geneva. And that was just, I remember that being one of my favorite shows ever. I had done it once before as just part of the ensemble. And I remember that show being so much fun. And I'm like, I've got to do this. I absolutely have to do this show. And I auditioned for it, and I got to be Judas this time around. And it was a wonderful, amazing experience I will never forget. But I pick shows that I want, that I know are fun and that I want to do. And the same thing for Guys and Dolls. Like, I thought, like, I hadn't done a show in a while, and Guys and Dolls is something that my brother did way back in the day, and I never performed in it, but I thought the show was really fun. So I wanted to be a part of it. And I remember the music and that, like, the songs were really fun. You know, like Luck Be a Lady Tonight and Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat is such a fun song. I remember those fun songs. I'm like, I want to be a part of that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a whole other, like, double life. We have like a minute, 90 seconds here. The elephant in the room is this giant Pat's head. The Patriots. It's got that. How about this?
Alec is wearing a Patriots
How you feel?
gear.
Are you a believer in this year's Patriots in Drake May? I know they're 8-2,
They're
doing well.
8-2. I thought they were gonna go 5 or 6 wins this season. Legitimately, I thought Drake May needed another season to get his feet wet and get comfortable. I am very, very surprised, especially with the 7-game win streak. I know I'm not popular in this area as a New England Patriots fan, but honestly, it feels a little fake to me.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots have they've won their games. They've shown that they can beat good teams, but I feel like something's about to happen. They're going to get a bad loss somewhere here, and it could be against. I'm praying it's not against the Jets. Please don't be against the Jets.
Mike Vrabel.
That's tonight.
I'm telling you, Mike Vrabel is an incredible coach.
Mike Vrabel
So good.
I think he's not getting enough
definitely
credit.
underestimated the effect that he would have on this team, and he is absolutely. I mean, all of a sudden we have playoff aspirations. So.
And we'll see.
Yeah.
You have to beat the Jets tonight. Then we'll see what your 8-2 Broncos do with Patrick Mahomes on Sunday.
It's a 4:30 game.
It's our doubleheader on News 8, the second one, and we've got Bills and Bucks at 1. That'll do it for the
gonna be a big
podcast this morning. We'll see you back here for Friday to close out the week tomorrow morning at 9.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.